Mr. Joseph Zenner, whose name was left off the list.
Here he is.
How are we doing? And thanks for the opportunity. I'm here to talk about 5G. My name is Joseph Zenner. I'm a chemical engineer. I've been in water treatment, been in air and water quality, safety departments. What's really, first off, I want to mention that I did watch the video that City Council spoke about 5G. I saw a lot of you take interest, and I really appreciate that. It's great to see, and I hope to see more of that. I want to start with a quick quote. If you want to understand the secrets of the universe, think in terms of energy, frequency, and vibration. That's Nikola Tesla. So what I want to talk about here today, it's going to be a little convoluted, but I want to start by talking about atoms. Atoms, we figured out quite a long time ago, are about 99.99% empty space. They even have a Hadron Collider in Europe where they slam atoms into a wall, spent a lot of money to do it, and what they found is there's really nothing there. Like, we are vibrational beings. We're frequency beings. We're of vibration. Good to see you back, Mayor Turner. We're talking about 5G. So being that we're vibrational beings and we're made of water, it makes sense that we should pay attention when someone wants to mess with frequencies around us. Many years ago, when the microwave come out, some might argue, well, we didn't know the dangers of the microwave, and I'm going to argue that we should have. As scientists, as physicists, as quantum physicists, particle physicists, people should have looked at that technology and said, wait a second, that doesn't make sense. We're frequency beings, we're water beings, water is affected by frequency, water is affected by vibration, bad idea. Cell phones, same thing, comes out, bad idea, we should have known then, shame on us, but now we know. And now there's a new report that come out about, colorectal cancer in young people. And this is from Newsweek. Lots of colorectal cancer in young people now that they're finding. Can you give a quick nod for the parents? Who are the parents? Give a quick nod. Some parents here. So where do the kids keep their phones?
Up their ass.
Young boys, front pocket. Young girls, back pocket. Right? Colorectal cancer. This isn't an accident. These things are happening. And Wi-Fi, same story. Lots of studies you can look up. Wi-Fi, routers. But these things, you can have a choice. You can choose to not have a router in your house. You can choose to not have your kid have a cell phone or yourself have a cell phone. You can keep your cell phone far away from you. You have choices in these matters. What's different about 5G is we are not being given a choice. On top of that, if you're going to introduce 5G into a certain area and you're going to tell that area, we're going to be using you as lab rats, I hope you don't mind. At bare minimum, I would expect that we would collect some data from doctors and from mental health professionals. Are people reporting more stress and anxiety? Are people reporting more headaches? Because cancer is not going to come for a while. Can I have 20 more seconds?
I'll give you 20 seconds.
Thank you very much. So if we put this 5G contraptions in front of a school, and then years later a bunch of kids start getting cancer, are we going to go to the kids and say, well, you should have known, you should have organized, you should have protested? No, it's our job to protect our kids. And the reality is we just don't know what this is going to do. But we are frequency beings. And the fact that we think increasing the frequency to these levels is not going to affect us is very, very dangerous. More dangerous than assuming it's going to be healthy.
Okay, Councilmember Christie.
Is it Joseph what?
Zenner. And I've seen your interest in this. I appreciate that, Mr. Christie.
But thank you. I'm going to give you a little homework, but I totally agree. There's a science illiteracy in this country. In cellular biology, there's even more of an illiteracy because in that atom, you have the electron field with the positive and the neutral charge in the middle. So you also have to look at MRIs, nuclear fission.
Oh, absolutely.
Nuclear fission, radiation of any sort, whether it's radiation therapy or X-rays or such. The scans at the airport. I mean, they tried to tell me in the beginning there's no radiation there. And what it does to that atom in the electron field, it can't be good for the body.
Agreed.
And that defense system of the body. They're called neophytic cells because they're most vulnerable to this microwave vibration that you're talking about, and it damages at a cellular level. And it can only help if we quit pounding the bodies with this. Here's your homework, though.
Yes, sir.
So I've got to take the debate. So I was handed a New York Times article that a foreign country wants us to delay this to where they can advance in 5G technology superior to the United States, and they're infiltrating the negativity on the 5G. So get that article, and it was given to me, and it's probably easy accessible, saying that this is insidious from another country that wants to weaken our technology. But everything you said earlier, totally agree, and people don't understand that just put your hand in a microwave and see if that's good for you. So I appreciate you coming and holding ground, but give me some debating skills against that other insidious article that out of the New York Times.
I think the burden of proof lies on the people introducing it, though, as well.
Well, don't stick your hand in the microwave. I can tell you that.
Councilmember Kubash.
Yeah, don't do that.
Don't do that.
Because kids may hear that, and who knows what they'll do.
Sure.
We had atomic explosions out in Nevada desert, 900 of them above the ground.
You okay?
And we eventually had 800 of them underground. And you know who stopped all that?
Yeah, I've got a
In 1962, President Kennedy signed an order. We wouldn't do that anymore. And they say that everybody who was born prior to that period of time has these, or after the explosions, and sometime in the 50s, have this isotope or these things in them. So all of us we're learning more and more about it all the time. In fact, they believe that John Wayne and many other movie stars who went and used that as a backdrop to their shooting movies out on that plane or in that area came up with cancer because of their exposure to it. I just find it that there's so much out there. I have a friend who had brain cancer, and they think it was because of the cell phone always by his head. I don't know. I just, it's. I think somebody says we don't know what we don't know, and I don't know how to find out what's bad for us sometimes and how bad it is. I know there's towers going up in just right off of Fairview, and there's people are calling about these towers that they're putting up without permission, and it concerns me that I see all of this. I just don't know how it's going to affect our kids, our grandkids long term. But I do appreciate you being the voice crying in the wilderness. I hope you're wrong. I hope we don't go back and pull this tape 25, 30 years from today and say they didn't listen to this man.
Right.
This man was crying in the wilderness. Go ahead.
Thank you very much for that. I appreciate those thoughts. Can I respond to that real quick?
Very quickly.
So, yeah, and I think if we don't know what we don't know, to start this in the fourth largest city in the United States is insanity. To start it in Pearland would be crazy, but to start it in Houston, why us? Why start it in such a large city where if we are wrong, there's millions of people instead of thousands or hundreds or tens? Why such a large study?
Okay, thank you very much.
Thank you, Mayor
Thank
Turner.
you.
I hope you take another look at this, Mayor Turner.